Good day and welcome to the channel. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is the first of an 8-part saga dealing with the the wizarding world. This film is great for several reasons. Let us now consider one at a time. First thing that we need to deal with is the source material for this film and the subsequent films after. By this, I mean we must deal with the very fact that they are all based on a series or set of books by English author J.K. Rowling, and each film happens to have the title of each book. So you have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So those are the books that these films are based around. But what you find is that just with any kind of film that is adapted from a book or a comic or some other source of origin, the film adaptation will basically be a loose adaptation. It won't be a thorough adaptation because of time constraints and the budget constraints involved in each film. And I believe that when people critique films based on this aspect, it may be a very bad thing to do, but sometimes necessary. So this will be a kind of introduction point, I guess, and we can class it as two distinct points. Firstly, the director of this film and the following film. That would be Christopher Columbus, or Chris Columbus, should I say, who has had a rather well documented uh, production and director background in many different films. To mention two here, Home Alone 1 and 2, but also he's done other films as well. I just want to make a brief correction here. Chris Columbus is simply a director rather than a producer, but he has directed other films such as The Gremlins in 1984, The Goonies in 1985, um, Home Alone, as I said, in 1990 and its follow-up in 92, Miss Doubtfire in 93. Then there's this one and this film and its following one. Uh, Christmas Chronicles. He's done a fair few films over the years, directing them. Now, the next part of this point is the production and the income. So the production value was 125 million, which is quite a substantial amount for this particular film. But it's the income that really, really stands out. 1.026 billion. Let's look how that is divided up, shall we briefly? So here in England, this film raked in 66.1 million overall. That includes a 3.6 million on its first day, beating Toy Story 2. 3.1 million for a Sunday, bringing it to its total of 6.7 million. 16.3 million and 9.6 million in some capacity, setting a further record single day on a Saturday, making 3.99 million. So these are just figures from this country. What about America? United States and Canada, it made 32.3 million on its opening day, breaking a single record previously held by Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. The second day, 33.5 million. It made 90.3 million during its first weekend, beating The Lost World, and the figures go on and on and on to the point of giving it a 107 million worldwide raking in. It surpassed 110.1 million and 94 million respectively by Christmas of 2000. Overall, we've done very well. That is just some, if I've understood it rightly, which I believe I have, that is some amazing statistics for this film, and it shows how well it done past. However, what I'm going to do here is something slightly different than the normal way I present things. I'm going to break it down to two basic lines of evidence or four. So the first one is the child actors who, in these early films, their performances are basically wooden and stale, taken into fact they are kids, and taken as an example, the dialogues that you see with the leading character played by Daniel Radcliffe. His performances are very wooden, very stale, as I said. But there are a number of kids involved in this production, namely Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, Rupert Grint as Weasley, Emma Watson as Hermione Granger. You also have other kid actors as well, such as Tom Felton as Draco Malfoy. So those are kind of the four leading kid actors. The other side of things, the secondary aspect, are the adult actors who I believe actually make this film and the subsequent films what they are, because they are world-class actors. And we must start with the obvious names. You have Richard Griffiths as Vernon Dursley. You have Warwick Davis as Phileas Flickwick. Richard Harris as Albus Dumbledore, Ian Hart as Quinius Quirrell. You have John Hurt as Mr. Ollivander, Alan Rickman as Severus Snape, Fiona Shaw as Petunia Dursley, Maggie Smith as Minerva McGonagall, Julia Walters as Molly Weasley. Additionally, you have other people like Zoe Wanamaker as Madam Hooch, David Bradley as Argus Filch. Before we move on, there is a point here because I've seen a video in the past where this guy David Bradley is mixed up with another David Bradley who is an American martial artist from the film, the third film in a series called American Ninja. They are two completely different people. But we move on. There are other kids and other grown-up actors in this series of films. The next thing that we can consider at this point is the musical score that was put forth for this film and the subsequent film. The composer of the music is John Williams, who gives a great number of different musical numbers for the film.